You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now, 7 students in McDonald County are producing a play written by one of their own.
Also, the Justice Department released its report on President Biden's handling of classified documents.
And we've got ourselves some clouds rolling in. We've got some pop-up showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms out there, and then even some snow chances. We'll take a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner, just after 7 o'clock on this finally Friday in the 4 states, getting that much closer to the Super Bowl on Sunday.
It's practically here. I guarantee the grocery stores are probably getting swamped right now.
Oh, absolutely. And you know there's a lot of
soda
restaurants and things around the area prepping for this big deal because they've got to be ready for all these orders that are going to take place on Sunday.
It's going to be a fun weekend. Super Bowl.
It is. It's going to be great. And of course, it'll be right here Sunday on KOAM on Channel 7 side of our little sister station over there. Actually, it's our big sister. We're the little sister here on Fox.
I love that.
We are. And
big news over in McDonald County High School because students are bringing a fellow student's script to life.
KOAM's Anthony Saviello sat down with the young playwright and gives us a look into the world she created.
Okay. Princess Eleanor was walking
The world of theater allows artists to bring different ideas and worlds to life.
I actually wrote the show in one night, spontaneously. After dinner with my parents, I was like, oh, I would love to write a story about an author with writer's block, because that's where I was, and I was like, that's a perfect way to get on a writer's block.
For playwright Rebecca Lilly, the words she once wrote down when she was 16 will now be put on the stage by her fellow students.
The creative process and everything, it was wonderful seeing the show being put together. And it's just a wonderful opportunity that this department gets to put this on. It's really an honor.
For main character Alana Frisbee, there's a lot of pressure to make sure her friend's show is portrayed in the perfect way.
She's happy one moment, stressed the next, almost angry the next minute. That's probably one of the hardest challenges too. Also, getting the lines down. The lines are so wordy.
However, it's nothing but praise and support for Rebecca and her show.
Rebecca always follows through with whatever she's going to do, and she does it excellently well. And I knew that would be the case once we got into this. I'm just glad we found a place during the year to put the play so that, it worked beautifully with everything else that we were doing.
It's just her energy. Her energy, it's so flamboyant, and she just has a beautiful soul, and she knows a lot. She's very knowledgeable.
But Rebecca credits her friends for helping her get to where she is.
I mean, Alana, my main character, and Melanie, my princess, they have been so they've been so supportive and so excited all year to do it. So they're great. I love those girls, they're amazing.
Reporting in McDonald County, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
Students will perform the show tomorrow at McDonald County High School. For $10, you can see the show and have dinner.
Not bad. Dinner and a show
for
$10. Can't beat that. So head on down there and see it. And something else we're going to see is me skipping through these to get them to the right spot. This is the camera we have on top of the Cornell Complex in downtown Joplin. You can see clouds continuing to roll in ahead of a mostly cloudy day across the area. We also have the opportunity for a few pop-up showers, maybe a pop-up thunderstorm. I think most of us will remain dry and just plain old cloudy out there. It's also going to be breezy again today, but thankfully not nearly as breezy as yesterday. It's the MoDOT camera, 32nd and range line in Joplin looking off to the south, and we got those clouds stocked in down there. Temperatures around the region, again, off to the north and west, a little cooler. We're in the mid to upper 30s, but as you head south and east, those temperatures jump 10 degrees, and we're into the upper 40s, close to 50 degrees. As we go through today, again, mostly cloudy, winds out of the southwest, gusting around 35 miles an hour. A pop-up storm or two will be possible, but again, I think most of us will be dry. We're looking at highs, upper 60s, right around 70 again today. This is the last warm day we have for the next few days, and we even have snow chances down the road. We'll look at all that in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thank you, Chris. Well, a Neosho, Missouri man dies in a motorcycle crash. It happened late yesterday afternoon on Highway 86, just south of Reddings Mill, Missouri. Authorities say 69-year-old Jay Gardner of Neosho was riding his motorcycle on the S-curves just north of the original Candy House location. The cycle struck a sign and utility pole, and Gardner died at the scene. In Kansas, Governor Laura Kelly yesterday signed into law a bipartisan bill giving a tax break to some businesses that employ Kansans with disabilities. Under the new law, the Disability Employment Act expands an income tax credit for goods and services purchased from qualified businesses that employ disabled workers and pay those workers at least the minimum wage. Businesses that pay Kansans with disabilities less than minimum wage are not eligible for the Disability Employment Act tax credit. Area high school and college students participated in the Skills USA District Welding Competition at the Joplin Advanced Training and Technology Center. For the student welders, the competition featured an element of the unknown.
You're going to get a job somewhere as a welder. You have to take that weld test first to perform, and that's got some pressure behind it. You're in a new building, new machine, and this gives them that opportunity to kind of go through that and measure their skill set at this point.
Students placing first and second place will advance to the state competition in April. Up next, Israeli forces are expected to move into southern Gaza. We will hear why President Biden is against the move.
We know you depend on us for news and information.
Kia, CDL Electric, and Roper Mitsubishi.
Topping Nation Watch this morning, the Biden administration recommending against Israel's expected plans for a ground invasion into the southern town of Rafah in the Gaza Strip. IDF forces are expected to head there after officials say progress has been made to defeat Hamas in the northern and central parts of the Strip. The town along the Egyptian border is now overcrowded with civilians who evacuated there since the war began 4 months ago. Israel has already been launching airstrikes in Rafah, which are driving up the Palestinian death toll. Fox News correspondent Lauren Green reports on the escalating tensions.
Cracks emerging in the relationship between the U.S. and Israel.
The conduct of the response in Gaza has been over the top.
Not too long after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejected Hamas terms for a proposed ceasefire that would also result in the release of remaining hostages, President Joe Biden Thursday night responded to Israel's ongoing military campaign across the Gaza Strip.
A lot of innocent people who are in trouble and dying.
4 months into the war, and Israeli operations to eliminate Hamas from Gaza have resulted in the deaths of thousands of Palestinian civilians, displaced more than 1 million people from their homes, and destroyed large swaths of the region.
Surrendering to Hamas's delusional demands that we heard now not only won't lead to freeing the captives, it will just invite another massacre.
Israeli troops are now expected to move further south towards the town of Rafah along the Egyptian border. But it's expected to be a very difficult scene for the IDF to navigate.
Normally it's home to about 280,000 people. Those numbers have swelled to over 1.5 million as people flee the fighting in other parts of Gaza.
These before and after satellite images showing just how congested the town has become since Israel's ground invasion. Egyptian officials are warning Israel they will not let large numbers of Palestinians escape across the border if the IDF storms Rafah. Lauren Green, Fox News.
And the military says all 5 Marines on board a helicopter that went down in stormy weather in California are dead. A search for the missing Marines and chopper began Wednesday when the helicopter was overdue after it was supposed to return to Marine Corps Air Station in Miramar in San Diego after a training session at Creech Air Force Base in Arizona. The helicopter went down during historic storms that brought drenching rain to California. The wreckage was found in a mountainous area just outside San Diego. The Marines were the 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing and the Flying Tigers. And a long-awaited Justice Department report on the investigation into President Biden's handling of highly classified documents from his time as Vice President and Senator has been released. It contains no charges against the president, but says Mr. Biden disclosed classified materials when he was a private citizen. Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
After a year-long investigation, the special counsel report concludes that no criminal charges are warranted against President Biden for his handling of classified documents after he left the White House as vice president. The president addressed the report in televised remarks Thursday night.
I was pleased to see he reached a firm conclusion that no charges should be brought against me in this case. This was an exhaustive investigation.
But the report from special counsel Robert Hur issued harsh criticism, saying Biden willfully retained and disclosed classified materials when he was a private citizen.
So these assertions are not only misleading, they're just plain wrong.
The report included photos of classified Afghanistan documents at Biden's Delaware home and other records at his former office in Washington, D.C. Hur writes that Biden's conduct presented serious risks to national security given the vulnerability of extraordinarily sensitive information, but it concludes that the evidence does not establish Mr. Biden's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. The finding comes at a time the president's chief political rival, former President Donald Trump, faces a criminal indictment accusing him of illegally keeping classified records at his Florida estate.
Former President Trump, I don't believe, would have faced criminal charges if he had said, I found documents.
Legal analysts say a key difference between the cases, Biden cooperated with the investigation. Hur interviewed Biden for 5 hours and noted memory lapses concerning the timeline of when he was vice president and regarding a deep personal loss for the president.
There's even reference that I don't remember when my son died. How in the hell dare he raise that?
President Biden disputed issues with his memory when pressed by reporters.
Coming up, a Virginia community comes together to celebrate their local heroes. And Chris will have a Super Bowl weekend forecast ready for you when the KOAM Morning News on Fox returns.
Car crash? Call Johnson, Voorhees, and Martucci.
We all use the
Daytona 500, February 18th on Fox.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:16 now on this finally Friday here in the 4 states, taking a live look from our camera at the Cornell Complex in downtown Joplin. And so far, you can see clouds continuing to increase from the south across the area ahead of a mostly cloudy, warm, and breezy day again across the 4 states. MoDOT camera, 32nd in range line, looking back to the south at those clouds. And as you can see, it is just plain old cloudy out there. And that's how we're going to be. Now, winds again today will be gusting upwards of 30 miles an hour for some of us, but others, it's going to be a little calmer out there. And we'll even see winds calming down on a wider scale as we head overnight tonight, but they're going to pick back up again a bit tomorrow and into our Sunday, but they'll be a little bit better for us here and there, as you can see. But by Sunday, they pick back up into that 30-mile-an-hour range. As for today, again, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies. We're warm. Off to the northwest, we're looking to be a little cooler today, into the low to mid-60s. The rest of us, upper 60s, pushing about 70 degrees. And we could see a pop-up shower or thunderstorm late this afternoon into the evening hours out there. So no severe weather, nothing like that, but a stray shower or storm is possible. I think most of us are going to remain dry. Our camera 7th in range line, another view of those clouds continuing to push into the area. 49 in Joplin right now, feeling like 44 with a south breeze at 14. Temperatures around the region, there's that low pressure system out there, and it's causing it to be a little cooler off to the northwest. Take a look, we got some mid-30s, the 8th Center Iola, both at 36, 37 Chanute. But as you head further south and east, still in that southerly breeze, still in some nice warm air into the upper 40s out there. We're going to be mostly cloudy, breezy again, about 60 by 11 o'clock this morning. And as we head into the afternoon, we're going to be mostly cloudy, winds gusting again out of the southwest, about 30 miles an hour, and a stray pop-up shower or thunderstorm will be possible. But again, I believe most of us will remain dry, and we're looking at highs pushing right about 70 degrees. But you're going to want to savor that, because this is the last really warm day we're going to have for the next few days across the area. Into tonight, mostly cloudy, mild initially, and as that low pressure continues to tack on off to the east, eventually eventually we're going to see our temperatures fall. Now, we're going to be colder tonight than where we have been, but we're still about 10, 12 degrees above normal. Our normal lows are supposed to be in the 20s, so we're going to be the upper 30s, but it is going to be a bit chillier for us as we head through tonight and into tomorrow. Now, for tomorrow, we are looking at mostly cloudy skies across the area, and it's going to be cooler. We're going to be upper 40s, low 50s. Then we're going to see, as we head into Sunday, an opportunity for some showers late Sunday evening into the overnight. However, temperatures settling back closer to normal. It's going to be colder. We're going to have an opportunity for snow. There's still a lot of disagreement on the exact track of the potential snow and how long it will last. But right now, we are looking at late Sunday, very early Monday morning, and into Monday afternoon, right through this zone, extreme northeastern Oklahoma, parts of Benton County, and into extreme southwestern Missouri, at least right now. Now, this track could change, but this looks to be the best spot for any accumulating snow. So that's not to say outside of this zone, as you can see on the future track, you wouldn't see snow, but that's the best opportunity is in this confined area here for some potential for some accumulating snow, and they could be on the order of 2, 3, potentially 4 inches. But we've been so warm lately, we're going to be warm. It's going to rain ahead of this. Shouldn't stick to the roadways, although it could cause slick spots, but it's going to be best accumulating on the grassy surfaces. Now, again, this system could track a little further north, and that would shift those snow totals a little further north. So it's something we want to keep an eye on. But whatever snow we get will not last long because we are going to warm right back up again next week. So tomorrow, a little bit cooler out there. Let me back up. Here we are. Low 50s tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy again Sunday, low 40s out there, so actually at or slightly below normal. Showers move in the evening. We drop down to about freezing, maybe a pinch below, and that will lead to that mix across the area through the first part of our Monday. We're still going to be chilly, but then as you see, we warm right back up into the 60s by next Wednesday and Thursday, so whatever we do get Monday again won't last very long. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Feels good to be home base with a qualifying mattress purchase. Plus, save up to $800 on select adjustable mattress sets. Only at Ashley.
Well, the city of Danville, Virginia has some new art rolling around.
And Michaela Shelton has more on how the community is celebrating local African Americans as part of Black History Month.
The city of Danville is honoring 13 local African Americans for the first time in a unique way.
The Danville Regional Airport invited the community to celebrate its new Black History bus wrap Monday morning. The city recognized the honorees at the ceremony and the families of those who have passed. The wrap features images of 13 African Americans from Danville who helped pave the road for many others after them.
We have a lot of icons that's actually on this bus. I'm a little emotional because a lot of these individuals have sewed into my life. Growing up through the ranks in the city of Danville, they have poured into me and inspired me to continue to move forward, even when things get tough, to continue to move forward.
This was the first time that the display has been made up of only Danville locals. One of those is Dr. Zachary Hairston, a well-known figure who has been a dentist in the community for over 40 years.
I think it's remarkable that I am part of the local group. It's just different. If you've had a couple of things that you've been recognized for, it's nothing like this. But yeah, I think I will treasure it.
Some of the other portraits that appear on the bus include Danville's first mayor, Charles Harris, and the city's first female firefighter, Shelby Irving.
I was excited. Never thought it would ever happen, but I was really excited. And I was just more excited about the others when I found out who the other was going to be on the bus, and they're well deserved.
The bus will move between different fixed route runs. It can be seen at the Transfer Center at 10 o'clock a.m. and 3:15 p.m. Monday through Saturday.
Certainly a very unique way to celebrate Black History Month and to honor those residents in their community. I love that.
Very cool. Very cool.
Very nice. Very nice display there.
Well, coming up, Fort Scott Community College is facing a budget crisis. Amber Jenkins shares how they plan to address the deficit.
And we've got another warm and windy day across the area, and then we could see some rain chances out there. We'll take a look at all that in that forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
or a loved one finding it hard to cook and enjoy a nutritious meal?
Babies off of your songs and everything else.
Today at 4, right here on Fox 14.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. The time now is 7:28 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy. A Joplin area organization is looking to give away some money and is asking for suggestions on who should get it. The Joplin Regional Community Foundation is inviting residents of Joplin, Webb City, and Carl Junction to submit nominations for its second annual Philanthropic Achievement Award. The award recognizes outstanding and sustained charitable achievement by an individual, organization, or business to benefit any of the 3 communities. The winner of the award will receive a $2,500 donation to go to the charity of their choice. Nominations are due by 5 p.m. March 1st. You can find more information at KOAMnewsnow.com. And humane societies and veterinarian clinics would like to remind those with pets to be sure to have them spayed or neutered. Pets that go unspayed or neutered are more than likely to contribute to overpopulation and homelessness of animals. According to the ASPCA website, nearly 6.3 million animals find themselves in shelters across the country. About 810,000 of those animals go to the shelter as strays. By spaying or neutering your pet, you are helping control the amount of animals entering shelters.
It's extremely important to spay and neuter your pets. 1, to cut down on the overpopulation of pets, and 2, they live longer, healthier lives after they've been spayed and neutered. So you're gonna, lower the number of unwanted pets and help your pet live longer. It's definitely a win-win.
You may think that you're hurting your pet when you spay or neuter them, but remember that your pet will enjoy a healthier life and they are less likely to contract a fatal disease and less likely to act violently. Spirit Week in celebration of the Chiefs' trip to the Super Bowl continued yesterday at Rise Elementary in Neosho, Missouri with Travis Throwback Thursday. Kids could dress in the number 87 in honor of Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce or dress in fashion from the year 1987. Staff at the elementary school say that the excitement was infectious.
I love it. I love seeing them come in. We've done so many different days, and there's a few of them that they dress up every single time, and you just can't wait to see them come in and see what they come up with that day.
No, but go Chiefs! Go Chiefs!
Chiefs Spirit Week continues today with Chiefs Friday at Galena Elementary. And Girard High School yesterday held their annual Trojan Entrepreneurial Challenge. The challenge featured pitches for 11 business deals. Yesterday, students were able to present their pitches, much like the TV show Shark Tank, for the judges who consisted of community business people.
Always had an avid interest in business. I've also had an avid interest in creating things and crafting. So I feel like having a business where I'm making an actual product and selling it to others is a great way to learn business, because that's what I'm going into. And it's a great way to just kind of get my hands wet with doing entrepreneurial activities.
The day culminated with a trade show in the GHS Shireman Auditorium and a short award ceremony in front of the student body.
And we've got ourselves another warm and windy day across the area, but a lot more clouds. Take a look. Our camera on the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin, a little bit dark out there as these clouds continue to roll on in. MoDOT camera 32nd and range line looking south right into that line of clouds out there. And because of that, we could potentially see a stray pop-up shower or thunderstorm across the area. Right now, a little colder off to the northwest. We are into the 30s and low 40s out there, but as you head south and east, we are into the upper 40s. Trevor, do not be afraid to take it out. There's a wasp in the studio. He's just just take him out. Yeah. Did you get him? We don't know if we got him. We're going to find, if he comes after us, we'll know we didn't get him. Otherwise, again, mostly cloudy skies for us today. Temperatures upper 60s, near 70. Again, a pop-up storm or two possible. We do have some snow chances on the horizon. We'll take a look at that in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks. Thank you all. All right. Well, Fort Scott Community College is having money troubles. It's affecting hiring and scholarships. KOAM's Amber Jenkins learned more about what caused the problem.
After calculating the expenditures from the previous fiscal year, Fort Scott Community College administration realized that the college was $1 million in debt.
Our purchasing policy as it relates to going and getting the prior approvals and making sure that that we follow the actual processes that are in place. And so really, you know, we have decided that we're going to cut back on our use of credit cards.
The president, Jason Kegler, says college officials discovered the issue in December. He blames credit card spending and not sticking to the purchasing approval policy caused the problem.
We've pulled back the ability for people to use college credit cards because and we've asked them to start actually utilizing the PO system. And so we're confident. You know, there was some concerns early on about how that would look, but I think all of our employees, our faculty and staff, they've adjusted.
To combat the deficit, a freeze on spending and hiring is in place.
Our focus has been not hiring new folks in positions that are non-essential. You know, if we need a biology instructor, we're going to go out and get a biology instructor. But you know, some of our other positions, if we can do without those for a short run, then we'll do that.
Kegler says their focus is to keep student life normal while correcting the $1 million deficit. As of now, activities, events, and campus upkeep are unchanged.
With the college's foundation endowment association, we do have a substantial gift that's going to minimize that number to keep us in fully functional and fully operational.
Reporting in Fort Scott, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
President Kegler says there's no suspicion of criminal wrongdoing. Fort Scott Community College plans to hold a community discussion on February 21st at 5:30 p.m. about the deficit and how they're going to overcome it. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Shannon shares his big 3 stories of the week. We'll be right back.
Dow Quick, and I'm inviting you on a holiday vacation.
Bring your sweet tooth and plan to attend the annual PEO Chocolate Festival February 10th.
Welcome back. We've got Shannon Becker in the studio with his big 3 news stories of the week. Good morning, Shannon.
Good morning, ma'am.
All right, let's get on with it.
Big 3 stories, live and local, what's happening where you live. Earlier this week, kids getting off of a school bus quickly. Smoke was showing from an engine compartment of a bus on Range Line, pulled over to the shoulder, and the bus driver knew something was up, got all the kids off, and then the engine compartment broke into flames. So kids were off the bus, everybody's safe. They were checked out by EMS also. You could expect there are probably a lot of good stories too.
Oh, yes.
We understand later when KOAM's Fernanda Silva had followed up with them, they said they just checked this bus. They do routine checks twice a year, and so they're not necessarily sure what caused it to overheat and then catch fire. Our number 2 story, KOAM News Now, Toby Keith he's from Oklahoma, but had a house in the Grand Lake area at Monkey Island. A lot of people, like my friend Lisa Briscoe-Jewett, she manages the Grove Airport. He flew into there often. One time I was at the Grove Airport and met him. He had flown into there. Yeah. A lot of people have great stories of Toby coming and having jamming with the band and stuff like that in the area, and always just a big supporter of troops. His father was a veteran. So we had our different viewers send in different pictures, and we got to share the captions of that and some great memories. 405, that's the area code for Oklahoma City, if you didn't know that. Isn't that cool? And here's at Camp Victory, some of our good friends and our viewers here, KOAM News Now. Our number 1 story, a worker at a Schreiber's plant in Carthage is killed on the job. It happened about 3:45 the other afternoon. Carthage police and fire rushed to the location. A man was deceased. They revived him. They worked for about 30 minutes and then they lost him again. He did die at the scene. Schreiber Foods released a statement about their deeply regretful for what occurred. Obviously, they have grief counselors also on hand for staff and continuing care for them as well. It was 18 years ago someone was killed in the same plant, different location, different machine. But this is under investigation by OSHA currently. And then our bonus story of the week, a little more lighthearted. The Human Bean is prepared to open probably the first week of March. They're hiring right now. I caught sign designs there the other day as they were putting up that familiar logo. It's next to Casey's across the street from Fat and Happy. They're right at Stone's Corner. The Human Bean, they offer just the regular flair, They're actually based in Oregon. Have you ever heard of them before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
See, so it's kind of a cool little play there, the human being.
Well, I'm excited to check it out. Lots happening.
Oh, yeah, always big stuff.
Well, Shannon, as always, a pleasure. Thank you so much, and have a great Super Bowl weekend.
You too.
And be safe out there, everyone. Please don't drink and drive. We'll be right back with more news coming up after this.
Until Casey's has thin crust.
Or this. Well, they have. Buy one large single topping pizza, get the second half off. Only at Casey's.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is about to be 7:43 on this Friday morning. Right now, there it is. It is now 7:43. It is a finally Friday. It is a cloudy, warm, breezy day once again across the area. Our camera on the Cornell Complex showing at least two of those three things. It doesn't show the temperature, of course, but we'll tell you about that in a map in a moment. MoDOT camera 32nd in range line, looking back to the south. Nothing but clouds out there as they continue to roll in across the area. Some of us still going to be breezy today. Winds out of the southwest, still gusting upwards of about 30 miles an hour. We'll have a momentary pause in those gusts, and they'll pick up a bit in the first part of our Saturday, and then they'll kind of get a little more reasonable late Saturday before they start to pick up again Saturday night into Sunday, ahead of an opportunity for some rather unpleasant weather across the area. As for today, excuse me, mostly cloudy skies. Off to the northwest, a little cooler initially, but you'll eventually make the 60s out there. We're going to be pushing closer to 70 the further south and east you go. And a stray pop-up shower or thunderstorm will be possible. I think most of us will remain dry, but a stray shower storm will be possible across the area. We're also going to be cooler as we go into tonight as well, but still above normal. 49 in Joplin right now. We've got those cloudy skies out there. 44 is what it feels like with a south breeze at 14 miles an hour. Again, off to the northwest, cooler. We've got some mid-30s out there, low 40s, and as you head south and east, again, warmer, upper 40s getting close to 50. As we go through today, again, mostly cloudy skies, breezy, 60 by late morning and into the upper 60s, pushing near 70 today. Mostly cloudy, breezy, and a stray pop-up storm or shower possible late this afternoon and maybe one or two late this evening. Otherwise, again, just mostly cloudy skies. And again, colder tonight, but still above average as we fall back into the upper 30s. As we go into our Saturday, it's going to be another cloudy day out there and a little bit cooler across the area as well. And then by Sunday evening, some rain starts to roll in across the area. Temperatures expected to fall back enough Sunday evening into Monday that we could see a wintry mix, maybe even some snow. It's really looking to be focused right in this area, long and south of I-44, where you could see 2-3 inches of snow possible out there. Now, if this track shifts further north, then obviously it'll take that snow right along with it. But the other side of the coin is whatever we get, other than causing some slick spots Monday morning, shouldn't last very long. So again, cooler tomorrow, low 50s, low 40s Sunday, low 40s again on Monday. And then after that, we warm right back up into the 60s by the middle of next week. So again, whatever we get Monday does not stick around long, but do watch out for potential slick spots Monday morning across the area. Let's check your forecast. Now we're going to send it on over to Caitlin with Consumer Watch.
The FCC takes down a form of voice cloning in phone messages to protect consumers. The Federal Communications Commission says artificial intelligence generated voices in robocalls is now illegal. The FCC ban falls under the Telephone Consumer Protection Act of 1991. Fines can go up to $23,000 per call. And recipients can take legal action and potentially recover up to $1,500 per unwanted call. The decision comes as the New Hampshire Attorney General's office continues its investigation into voters there receiving an AI-generated robocall impersonating President Biden. And a cheap Super Bowl ticket is likely too good to be true because of new tricks from scammers. Intelligence company Nisos says hackers are taking advantage of football fans looking to score last-minute tickets for the big game. Scammer tactics include creating fake tickets by editing images and picking targets based on common words consumers search, such as Super Bowl or looking for tickets. Scammers are also messaging victims with massive discounts and often claim they cannot make the game because of professional reasons. Tech experts advise fans to be aware of people who try to complete deals quickly and be cautious of sellers asking to name your price. And that's a wrap on Consumer Watch this morning. We'll be right back.
This is Scott with Windows for Less. With springtime in mind, so is spring cleaning. With our double hung windows tilted.
If you don't know, I'll tell you the answer.
On the next Tamron Hall, this morning at 10, right here on Fox 14.
Some students in Utah will attend school a bit different, with officials set to open a new alternative hybrid school. The Utah State Charter School Board announced the 2 new public charter schools will open in the near future with a technology-centered approach to education.
Fox's Scott McCain has more on some of the changes these students will potentially see in the classroom.
I'm Fox 13 Scott McCain, and the Utah School Board announcing the opening of 2 new virtual learning academies set to open in about a year and a half, and one of them is set to be the first in the nation to use virtual reality headsets. Thrive Point Academy of Utah Virtual Horizons Charter Schools, they're set to open as what they call new alternative hybrid schools, and Virtual Horizons set to be the first school in the nation to use virtual reality to teach students. Now, the school board has done pilot programs with VR since about 2019, and according to their research, it shows that it helps students take the lessons and make it a memory so it becomes an experience, then experiential learning experience. They say more than a third of the students they surveyed, 35%, saw improvement over e-learners to act on what they learned after training in VR, and students were more focused in learning in VR than sitting in a normal brick and mortar classroom.
Well, we're really excited because it's using the latest technology and virtual reality. And what we're able to do is a teacher can, in essence, take a child on a field trip every day. So we can go into the ocean, into space, back to the Jurassic period, back to a historical event. We can take them to sites around the world that they may never be able to visit, and back to historical events.
Now, outside of the VR headsets, they're going to have group projects that are not done in virtual reality, but in Zoom-type meetings. Pre-enrollment is open, and since it's a public charter school, if you're enrolled, those VR headsets are free. And officials plan to use those VR headsets in students ranging from 4th to 8th grade to start. And after that, if it goes the way they think it's going to go, they'll open it up for students from 4th all the way to 12th grade.
There's definitely a different way to learn to actually put yourself in those events, but man, whatever happened to the good old days of sitting in the classroom and you were so excited to look at the pictures in your textbook? That was good enough. Was the pictures in your textbook. Well, you know, whatever. Times change, I suppose. Let's take a quick look outside one more time. This is our camera on top of the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. It is cloudy. It is breezy. Same view from the MoDOT camera, 32nd and range line. Just a bit more clouds because it's looking off to the south where these clouds are continuing to roll in from. We're going to spend the day mostly cloudy. A little cooler off to the northwest into the mid to upper 30s. As you head further south and east, we go upper 40s out there. And today we are looking at temperatures into the upper 60s. Pushing closer to 70. Still breezy, winds gusting out of the southwest at about 30 miles an hour. Mostly cloudy skies out there, and we could see a stray pop-up shower or thunderstorm as we head later into the afternoon and into the evening hours. We'll have another full check of your forecast, including the Super Bowl weekend and some of that snow that might show up out there, plus the news you need to know right after this.
Welcome to Miss Daisy's, where style meets comfort.
And the 930th Ordnance Ammunition Company. We're proud to salute Manuel Bayless, a four-state hero.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. A Neosho, Missouri man dies in a motorcycle crash. It happened late yesterday afternoon on Highway 86 just south of Reddings Mill, Missouri. Authorities say 69-year-old Jay Gardner of Neosho was riding his motorcycle on the S-curves just north of the original Candy House location. The cycle struck a sign and utility pole, and Gardner died at the scene. And after calculating expenditures from the previous fiscal year, Fort Scott Community College administration realized that the college was $1 million in debt. The president, Jason Kegler, says college officials discovered the issue in December. He blames credit card spending and not sticking to the purchasing approval policy that caused the problem. To combat the deficit, a freeze on spending and hiring is in place.
And no freeze, at least for us today. We're going to go near 70, mostly cloudy. Winds out of the southwest gusting upwards of about 30 miles an hour. And we again could see a stray pop-up shower or thunderstorm late this afternoon and potentially into the early evening hours across the area. Otherwise, again, mostly cloudy, breezy. Got a low pressure system that's going to start tracking through. It's going to make us a little colder tonight, but still above normal as we fall back into the upper 30s. As we look ahead, we are a little cooler for our Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Low 50s tomorrow, low 40s Sunday. Showers late in the evening translate into a possible wintry mix, maybe some snow Monday morning, mainly along and south of I-44 for those snow chances. Could though see some accumulations on grassy surfaces, and that could lead to slick spots on roadways, but it doesn't last long. Temperatures back into the 60s by the middle of next week.
All right, well, the Sisters of Charity of Leavenworth in Kansas showed their passion for the Kansas City Chiefs in a viral video posted to Facebook ahead of Super Bowl 58.
The video by the Sisters of Charity of Leavenworth shows a group of nuns wearing Chiefs t-shirts while waving red and gold pom-poms. The Sisters of Charity of Leavenworth are getting pumped up for Sunday's big game. That's what they wrote in a Facebook post.
This isn't the first time the nuns have gone viral for their team spirit. In late January, they showed off Chiefs friendship bracelets. And in another video, a nun tried on an Andy Reid mustache in a tribute to the coach.
Pretty cool.
I love it.
Where's our Andy Reid? Where's your Andy Reid mustache?
Where's yours?
Pretty cool.
Well, I'm excited.
So am I.
For
It's
the
going to be a
big game.
fantastic, I think it's going to be a great game.
Yes, and so have a great and safe time. Please do be safe. Do not drink and drive. Always have a designated driver. Or
and of course, with the chance of rain and potential snow Sunday night into Monday, you absolutely want to play it safe out there. Make sure you are prepared for that. Thank you all so much for letting us put the good into your morning.
We'll see you right back here today at noon.